audience was already on their feet before the music even began. Cameras panned across hopeful contestants. But no one expected that the next few minutes would rewrite the legacy of an entire show. A man in a simple jacket walked slowly into the spotlight. No flashy swagger, no ego, no fame in his eyes, just nerves and hope. His name was Jamal Roberts, a father of three, a PE teacher, a dreamer who once stood in a noisy gym teaching kids to believe in themselves, now left wondering if he truly believed in himself. He cleared his throat, then began to sing. And in that moment, a once-in-a-lifetime voice broke loose. What followed would shake American Idol to its core. But this story didn't begin in Hollywood. It began in a small Mississippi town where dreams were not expected to travel very far. He grew up surrounded by music that carried both joy and pain. Gospel choirs, Sunday sermons, voices rising to the ceiling even when life fell to its lowest points. From his earliest years, Jamal watched how music healed people, how it brought comfort to those burdened by reality. He learned to sing not to perform, but to survive. Behind the laughter and kindness he showed the world, there were quiet battles, moments when doubt whispered that music was nothing more than a fantasy. So he chose stability, a job teaching children. But that fire inside him refused to die quietly. Late at night, after the kids were asleep, he would sit in silence and wonder, is this it? Is this all I was made for? He auditioned for American Idol more than once, and each time, life answered with a devastating, not yet. But for Jamal, not yet only meant try again. When he returned to American Idol for season 23, something was different. He didn't come to impress the industry. He came to show his daughters what resilience looks like. So he stepped onto that audition stage, a man carrying faith in one hand and fear in the other. And then he opened his mouth. The judges froze. Lionel Richie leaned forward, eyebrows raised. Katy Perry mouthed silently, "Oh wow." And Luke Bryan tapped the table, speechless. It was more than a voice. It was a story poured into melody. A voice hardened by church pews, warmed by family, and sharpened by every disappointment he had ever endured. When the song ended, silence hung in the air, the kind that means something extraordinary had just occurred. Votes began pouring in episode after episode. America didn't just hear him, they felt him. His performances weren't polished illusions, they were confessions, vulnerability wrapped in soul. As the finale neared, it became clear Jamal Roberts wasn't just competing, he was connecting. Then came the number that changed everything. 26 million votes, a record-breaking roar of support. And then the big moment arrived. And the winner of American Idol, Jamal Roberts. Confetti cascaded, the stage shook. His children ran into his arms as tears poured down his face. He didn't celebrate alone. An entire hometown celebrated with him. Meridian, Mississippi honored their new hero with a parade that shut down streets and opened hearts. News vans lined the roads, people cried, churches sang. In a place where opportunities are rare, Jamal gave them a new identity. We are part of something bigger now. But the real transformation had only just begun. Winning American Idol thrust Jamal into a new reality. Autographs, interviews, a fan base expecting him to keep inspiring them. The music industry expecting him to deliver hits. Paparazzi waiting to catch even a moment of exhaustion. Suddenly, he wasn't a teacher anymore. He was a public figure. And that meant the same people who lifted him up could also weigh heavily on his shoulders. He released his debut single, Heal, a track shaped by faith and vulnerability. It climbed fast. Gospel charts, streaming playlists, radio praise. Proof that Jamal could stand tall even beyond the Idol stage. But these early victories also raised a haunting question. Could he keep rising, or would the weight drag him down? Then came the moment no one anticipated. His voice, the same one he once doubted, earned a nomination for the highest honor in music, a Grammy. A nomination for Best Gospel Performance or Song, for a live rendition that carried spiritual fire and emotional courage. Headlines spread across the music world. American Idol winner receives Grammy nomination. Record-breaking achievement, show's first modern-era nominee. Producers rejoiced, fans screamed online, and critics, some who once questioned Idol's relevance, now had to reconsider everything. Jamal Roberts didn't just win a show, he had restored its credibility. And deep down, he knew this nomination wasn't just his. It belonged to every child who sang in a church corner, every teacher who wanted one more chance, every parent who hid dreams behind responsibilities. But with opportunity came pressure. The music industry can be a place where authenticity suffocates under commercial expectation. Some whispered, "Make it bigger, make it flashier, make it pop." But Jamal wasn't interested in being shaped by the system. He wanted to hold on to the voice that made America care. The voice that belonged to his roots, his community, his children watching from home. He returned to church stages. He visited schools. He reminded everyone, including himself, fame doesn't change your mission unless you let it. Still, even with faith and purpose, fame carries shadows. Private doubts, nights of worry, moments when the spotlight feels colder than darkness. But every time uncertainty tried to silence him, he thought of his daughters, and he rose again. As his career continued to unfold, something incredible happened. Other artists began noticing him. Invitations arrived, collaborations began forming. He wasn't climbing alone. He was being pulled upward by a music community that saw greatness in its earliest stage. And that success brought a ripple effect. American Idol, often criticized for fading stars, had found a beacon again. Fans returned, hope resurfaced. Young dreamers saw in Jamal not an untouchable celebrity, but someone like them who refused to quit. The show gained new life, a sense of purpose, a reminder of why it existed in the first place. Because every now and then, someone walks into the spotlight not to chase fame, but to reveal destiny. And now, a Grammy nomination is only the beginning. Tour dates stretch ahead, a debut album forming piece by piece, new audiences waiting to discover his voice. But even with everything changing, Jamal Roberts remains the same man who once stood in a school gym teaching children how to believe in themselves. The same son who learned that music can heal. The same father who wants his daughters to grow up knowing their voices matter. He didn't enter the world of fame to escape who he was. He entered it to finally become who he was meant to be. This is a story about resilience, about a dream that refused to die quietly, about faith strong enough to break barriers. From small-town teacher to national inspiration to Grammy-nominated artist, Jamal Roberts has proven one thing. When a voice is born from the heart, the world will always listen. His journey is far from over, but this chapter will be remembered. Because Jamal Roberts isn't just writing his own future, he's rewriting what everyone believed was possible. And what comes next may become his greatest triumph yet.